We have here a conversion graph. It's a graph that converts pounds to kilograms. You can weigh things in pounds, you can weigh things in kilograms, and the line here on the graph enables us to swap between the two. So there's some questions over here. If I work through these questions, we can explain how it will work. It says use the graph to approximately convert, so we haven't got to be exact, but we've got to be as close as we can, to approximately convert 18 pounds to kilograms. So the number we've been given is a pounds number. That LB symbol there is actually an abbreviation for pounds. So we come and find our pounds line on our graph, our pounds axis, which is this one here. We find where 18 is, and then we go up until we come to our line on our graph, our main line. So if I go up from 18, I end up here where the point of my pen is. And then if I go along, straight along to the left, I reckon I come out here just about at above the 8. So that means that 18 pounds is the same as 8 and a bit kilograms. Well, that would be 9. So 8.5 would be halfway up. That would be about there. If I just zoom in there a minute. So 8 is there, 9 is there. That would be 8.5. So this is 8 and a bit, maybe 8.25, 8.2 kilograms, something like that. So I'll put down my answer for that first one, about 8.2 kilograms. I only had to be approximate. I probably could have got away actually with saying it was about 8. This next one, I've got to change 5 pounds to kilograms. So again, I find my pounds numbers. Well, they're the ones along the bottom. I find where 5 is. Well, there's 4, there's 6, so 5 will be halfway in between them. From there I go up to my graph line. So I'm going to go up here, up to my graph line, and then I'm going to go along to the left. And you can always draw in the exam on your graph like I'm doing here. I'm just going to zoom in on that bit. So I went up from 5 and my pounds number to my graph and along, and I've come out here. Well, that's 3. 2.5 will be about there. So 2.5 is 2.5, so I reckon that's probably about 2.3, something like that. So the answer over here, 5 pounds, will be about 2.3 kilograms. The next part of the question, I've got to convert 4 kilograms into pounds. So this time I've been given a kilograms number, 4 kilograms. So I must find where my kilogram numbers are on my graph. Well, they are here, kilogram numbers. 4 kilograms is here. So this time I go along this way. I go along here until I reach the graph line, and then I will go down, and I reckon I will end up about there where that arrow is. And if I zoom in there, I've ended up here. Well, that's 8, that's 9, 10, so bang in the middle, that'll be 9. So I've just worked out that 4 kilograms is about 9 pounds, and I'm using that LB, that abbreviation there for pounds. 10 kilograms I've got to change next into pounds. Just make sure you don't go for the 10 down here, because that's 10 pounds. It's 10 kilograms. So find the kilogram numbers, find 10, go along to the graph line and down. It's a nice easy one. That is going to be 22 pounds. I'm going to miss out part B just for a minute. I'm going to say what would happen if they had asked me to change, let's say, 12 kilograms into pounds. You go to your kilogram number, you find 12, but it's not here. Now this can happen in an exam question sometime. So you say, okay, I can't do 12 kilograms. I could do 6 kilograms, which is exactly half that number. If I did 6 kilograms, I can come along here from 6 on my kilograms number to my graph line and then come down. And that takes me to between 12 and 14, so say 13. Well, if 6 kilograms is 13 pounds, so you can see that over here. If I found that 6 kilograms is 13 pounds, 12 kilograms, well, that's double this number, so it'll be double over here. So the number here, the number I was really after, would be double 13. 2 lots of 13, and if I add 13 and 13 together, I get 26. So you can use these charts to work out things that are even off the scale. For example, if I was asked to change £30, 30 lbs, £30 into kilograms, £30 isn't on here. What number could I use? Well, £10 is on here. And if I worked out what £10 was in kilograms by going up from 10 on my pounds line to my graph and then across, that takes me to this point here. So up from 10 to here, that's 4, that point there is 5, so this is about 4.5. I now know that £10 is 4.5 kilograms. So I worked out from here, £10, 4.5 kilograms. Now if I know what £10 is, if I'm really after 30, well, I just have to times it by 3. This is 3 times as heavy as this is. So here, to get this number over here, I would times this number here by 3. 4.5 times by 3. Now if you're not sure how to do that, you can do 4 lots of 3, which is 12. That bit's dealt with. Then you can do a half. 3 lots of that as well. And 3 halves, you get a half, another half makes a whole one, and another half makes 1.5. So 4.5 times by 3, put those together, it's 13.5. So that was the answer I could put in up here. So you can use conversion graphs even if you're trying to find something that is off the scale.